Let's not get into a staring contest. I'll either cheat or I'll win. Instead, let's tailgate. What do you think? I think. Howdy, y'all. Oh, you. That's spelled E-W-E. No, it's not. And by the way, for anybody who wants to really, really screw with music, I suggest you take every song you've ever heard, and every time you've heard the word you, switch it out for E-W-E, also you. There are certain songs that will make you end up going, ew. I'm currently prepping my whole life to get destroyed by a small as crap little bitty chocolate bar. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? Last night, while on the prayer meeting, there were those of you who delighted in taking the time to cast doubt or shade upon whether I would actually be doing this or not, or whether it was just some sort of psych it out game or whatever. Oh no, it's real. Now, I'm not going to start it right away in the first hour. going to come up in the 4 o'clock zone. Howdy, Everett. Great to see you, sir. Howdy, James Stumbo. Great to see you too, sir. Now, some of y'all were there live last year when I attempted and failed. I will admit it. I failed to complete the Death Nuts Challenge. 13 million Scovilles. Realistically, though, it's not the story of 13 million Scovilles. The Death Nuts Challenge is that it is 5 million Scovilles, 6 million Scovilles, 8 million Scovilles. I stopped at level 3, I'll admit. The next one was 10, and the next one after that was 13. Or maybe the next one was 11, and the next one after that was 13. Granted, I only got to 8 million Scovilles last time. And y'all all were witnessing what was happening. Somehow I'm supposed to survive more Scovilles, but all total, this one chocolate bar only has 9 million Scovilles. So it's not 5, 6, 8, which if you add that up, that's actually more Scovilles across the board. Now, let me explain the problem. Chocolate is oily and sticky. So eating the chocolate is just going to spread that crap all over my mouth. I'm pretty certain I'm going to turn just as red on Friday as I did almost a year ago now, last April Fool's Day. And in case you're wanting to know the title of that video, it's Death Nuts, I'm Nuts. Yeah. But I do appreciate all of the sound advice I took from the YTBC that evening when they said, just quit. It's not worth it. Just quit. I appreciate y'all trying to look out for my health. Hopefully, because I know that there's a lot of people that are going through stuff. Everett, you're one of them. I mean, I know, and I'm not trying to bring up bad things for people, but hopefully y'all can join in somewhere around the 4 o'clock hour on Friday, as I put myself in a whole lot of pain so that maybe y'all can find some humor. And, well, we're just going to see how it goes. I am not going to tell y'all who all has sat there and said, hey, if you can do it, I'll get you something. I'll being honest. I'm going to try my best. If I succeed, I succeed. If I don't, well, I fail. And it's fine either way. I don't expect anything extra. The chocolate bar was graciously donated by one Mr. Phil Goodman of the Briar Report. Thank you, Phil, wherever you happen to be. Sorry for not being able to tweet you since the 18th that I've been live. Somehow the Prism app and Twitter were not talking. That seems to be over, at least for right now. And I am really, really looking forward to my one show a year that is not a tailgate. And when I say not a tailgate, what I mean is April 1st, my April Foolishness show, where I do stupid shit to myself. I expect it to be the show. Everything else can be an after party if y'all want it to be. But it's the one time of the year that I'm actually going to try and put on the show. To not be that safe place for people to just hang out and wait for the next show up. I expect people to talk about it later going like, damn, did y'all see that? His head turned freaking red. There were tears coming out of his face. What the hell? He was sweating and had the chills in 80-degree weather. And then he drank coffee. Okay, that's a cheat. And I can explain coffee. But as soon as the challenge is completed, if I can complete it. Howdy, Cedric. James, that'll be 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock Central Time, in case anybody is looking for it. That would be 2 o'clock on the West Coast. Howdy, Gregory Stokes. Glad to see you, sir. I do not know if I'm going to make it through that world's hottest chocolate bar. I'm not going to say that I'm doing it. I'm going to say I'm attempting it. What time East Coast? Of course, that would be 5 o'clock East Coast time. Oh, yeah. It's going to hurt. Oh, and if any of y'all brave people are sitting there saying, oh, it's nothing, he's faking it, be prepared. I will hunt down your address and I will send you the toe of Satan, which should be easier. The world's hottest chocolate bar is 12 minutes of pain. James, that's right. You are East Coast time. Yeah. So, and it's on a Friday, James. So, hopefully, dinner theater there at the Stumbo house. By the way, in case y'all are all looking at a certain tailgating title for the day. Yes, this is officially the very last James Stumbo tailgate of March. Because next Tuesday will be the 5th of April. I'm not. Oh no, James. See, I'm still going live at 3 p.m. So I'm basically tailgating my own show. Howdy, Smoking Kentucky. Great to see you, sir. Oh, very nice, Cedric. I've been looking. I saw that one. Gregory Stokes wanted to hear my thoughts on the slap. I guess you're talking about the one where I personally believe that it was a staged thing. Because realistically, two men fight like that on camera and it's not staged, one of them tends to go to jail. And two, let me get for real with you. Will Smith's got some guns. Have you seen him in some of his movies? It's not like he's skinny. He slaps Chris Rock. Chris Rock's going to take more than one little bitty step backwards. That ain't going to be just some little thing. Oh, by the way, if you watched that hand right here, not the one that hit him, the hand right here did like that. And Chris Rock was holding that microphone to face Will. Now, y'all call it a stunt, call it what you want. I've seen play acting, fighting before. I'm fairly certain that it was choreographed. James, you don't have to, brother. Well, see, Friday starts at 3 o'clock. And I plan on waiting for an hour and then doing it. Which means I'm going to have to run inside and grab a small bottle of milk as a safety, just because. Oh, and I will make sure that I already have a cup of coffee hot so that I can drink the coffee. Yeah, Gregory, let's be honest. If Will Smith slapped the hell out of me, I'm betting I am standing up after he hits me. Now, I will say this. I am going to stand up. By the way, it's Chris Rock. He's a comedian. It's kind of like being mad at David Chappelle for saying something crazy. You ain't gonna go nowhere with it. Howdy, Sharon. Great to see you, ma'am. Oh, shoot. I bet you for real it was totally choreographed. Not a problem, because one, Will Smith got an award later that evening, and two, there wasn't no trickle of blood or nothing, no nose looking like it got bent over. And Chris Rock took this little bitty step back. Go look at it again. Seriously. Chris Rock took this little bitty step back. Oh, and y'all remember, Will Smith and Jada Pinkett are kind of on the outs. And it sort of was a funny joke. And by the way, Will Smith, if you see this, I live in Houston. Come on down, slap me if you get offended because I said G.I. Jane 2, big fan, looking for it. It was funny. By the way, if he hits me, I'll be okay with having a lawyer take some money. I won't have to work again. It'll be fine. Howdy, Jeff. Great to see you, sir. Glad that you could drop in. Be careful. I know how busy it gets on loading docks and all of that stuff. So get out the way of the forklifts. Be safe. And if y'all are not aware, pinch points, stepping into holes, tripping and falling. There's all kind of dangers on loading docks. And just trust me on this one. Jeff, be safe. Love you, brother. You take care. Hope to see you soon. Howdy, Paul. Great to see you, sir. Oh, and I would swear to God, I would film it live if Will Smith shows up. He shows up to slap the shit out of me. I'm pulling out my phone. I'm just saying, I got to get this on YouTube. He ain't showing up to hit me. And if he wants to denounce my statement that it was fake, I'm more than happy to sit there and you know, back the statement up and just be like, hey, you know what, it's fine. But he looked like he took a big full arm swing, and I'm sorry, but if he did that to me, like I said, I am betting I will stand up afterwards. I'm not just going to take a step back. I'm going to fall over. I'm going to go down. But I'm getting back up. Now, if he jumped on top of me and just started wailing on me, I might not get back up very good condition. But sooner or later, I'm still going to get back up. Oh, Smoking KY, yeah. I didn't even know there was a award show on. I heard about it from several different people. One of those was my wife, and she was like, oh, did you see this? This is some funny ass shit. And I was like, come on, hurry up, hurry up. Then she showed it to me, and I was like, it's fake. Have you seen the guns on Will? Oh, and then I did say the other side. Look, you offend my wife enough that I need to actually like do something like that about it, I ain't stopping with a slap. Oh no. You gonna be wearing me like a stinky jacket, because I'm gonna be all over you. There's no reason to get a little bit mad and just walk up and go, hell no. I get that mad, I'm doing something about it. Oh, somebody gonna know about it. They're gonna be dragging me off of somebody. Or they're gonna be dragging me off on a stretcher. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Chris Rock's got a knife or a gun, or has some jujitsu that I can't fight against. I don't know. Maybe I'm slow, old, and weak now, and I'm not that good of a fighter. Shit, I don't know. True, Gregory, true. But having been in a few fights, and having seen more than a few fights, that shit was staged. And if anybody needs to tell me differently, well, you're going to have to prove it to me. Best way to prove it to me is show up here at my house, sign the waiver, and let me slap you. And let's see if you react the same way Chris Rock did. You're going to take more than this little step back. You're not just going to... I bet you drop the mic. And I'm willing to bet that I put up a little bit of blood on the face. Unless somehow y'all think that some dude who works out on a regular basis is weaker than I am. Yes, Will Smith does work out on a regular basis. Like I said, look at the guns on that man. You've seen him in enough action movies. He ain't skinny. He ain't slender. He ain't the Fresh Prince no more. He'll put some Philadelphia on you, some brotherly love. And I bet you feel it. Just saying. In fact, the only thing I saw that was faker than that slap recently, oh, I can't talk about that because this is Tuesday and we don't talk about that on Tuesday. So last week on Oak Island, they found, what'd they find, James? I forgot what they found. I only watched the recaps. Oh, well, Cedric, you know, the other side of that is there's a natural reaction to getting slapped in the face. That is, you kind of put your hand up there to sort of rub it to figure out, did that just actually happen? Which Chris Rock didn't. Oh, yeah. I mean, shit. There's a whole slap fight competition where you stand there and somebody slaps you and then they stand there and you slap them and eventually somebody passes out from it. Chris Rock should be MCing that stuff. All right, I thought it was they found wood, but I remember that the week before all they found was wood. Oh, Will Smith offered an apology. Yeah. I'm pretty certain that he did. Because, well, you know, two brothers that get along and fake fight, both of them actors. Just to keep it real, somebody's got to apologize. I mean, hey, y'all remember, as I've said before, if y'all feel like y'all got a subject y'all want to talk about, just throw it up there. We'll talk about it. I meant it. Arnold Schwarzenegger hosts slap fight. Ooh. That would be a good one, too. Damn! Oh, looky there. Kentucky's throwing it down. Actually, you know, the funny thing was, if you were watching from other angles, you saw that the G.I. Jane joke Will Smith laughed at. And then he kind of took a look over to the side and saw Jada was like, and so then it was, oh, something's got to be done. Of course, ABC cut volume on all of it. Or was it CBS or NBC or whoever it was on? You want to know how much TV I watch? Oh, by the way, Will Smith said, even though the volume was cut, keep my motherfucking wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. And if you can't read lips, you didn't know that's what he said. Of course, they made sure to zero in on him, knew exactly where he was when it was said. And Will Smith made big mouth words to make sure that everybody could read it, even though it was going to be muted and everybody knew it. Damn. Now, as far as alopecia, there's a couple of people with alopecia that are actors that I know of. If you ever saw the show Gotham, there was a guy that was bald, no eyebrows. That guy actually has alopecia. I know for a fact that he has alopecia. And the guy who played the title part in the movie, Powder, was made to look like he has alopecia, but I don't know if he actually has alopecia or not. Of course, they explained it that he had so much electricity in him, it was more like electrolysis killing off the hair follicles. Now, that is neither here nor there. That's part of the movie. And alopecia is there's a real thing there. And, it affects very few people, but a lot of people get all freaked out about it. You know what? Psoriasis is pretty similar. And then they come out with all these psoriasis drugs, but you know what the psoriasis drugs do? Oh my God. If you ever see any of those psoriasis drug commercials, listen to the very end where it says, if you've been around anybody who has been really sick, or you've been anywhere where tuberculosis or whatever, because the full reaction to the drug is that your body will not fight off infection like it used to. Well, people with psoriasis, their body kicks butt when it comes to infections. They heal right up, no problem. It's just part of their makeup. I know, I have it. They don't get sick and stay sick. They're like, oh, I'm sick. Done. Everybody else is like, oh my God, I have the flu for a solid week. I can't seem to shake it. They're like, really? I mean, I sneezed once and then I felt a little feverish last night. And I took some aspirin and I'm good now. But yeah, the treatment for psoriasis is that we're going to lower your immune system down to below what everybody else's is. So you can get sick as a dog now. I'm wanting to know who in their right, left, or sideways ass mind right now during COVID is going like, hey, give me some chemicals that makes me more prone to catch COVID if it ever happens, and then I might actually die from it, instead of being like, well, you know what, I've got psoriasis. Come on, bring on your COVID. And as far as these drug companies all coming out with various different things, where'd they get the money for all that? Oh, that's right. They can't be sued for a certain chemical that they're telling everybody, hey, it doesn't actually work. So we'll give you boosters of it continually for the rest of your damn natural life. Okay. At least that's what the paperwork's showing. Don't blame me. It's out there. Look it up yourselves. It's crazy. And no, I'm not saying that. Look, if you want to get the COVID shots, go get the COVID shots. Go get them. I am not an influencer. I'm not here to influence you on anything. I just think it's scary that they're saying to people, hey, it works, but then they've turned around 2 years later and they said, well, actually, kind of, sort of, more or less, no, it didn't. Oh, we gave you these vaccines, and then we told everybody, oh, you won't need to worry about it no more, except for the fact that people that have gotten the vaccines are still getting it, still spreading it around. Hey, don't worry about wearing a mask no more. All right, fine. Look, if you don't want to wear a mask, don't wear a mask. If you do want to wear a mask, wear a mask. It's fine, whatever. But I will look at you square in the eye and I will ask you the simple question. It's just a simple question. Are you doing all of that stuff because you researched it and decided that it was right for you? Or are you doing it because people told you to? I actually did research. Hey, I live in Houston, one of the largest medical communities on the planet. True, Gregory, it's more of a therapeutic than it is a vaccine. And by therapeutic, what I mean is it lowers your chances of it causing major issues by lowering the symptoms to a more tolerable level. By the way, that is a therapeutic. Howdy, Donnie. Great to see you, sir. Curious, Donnie. The curiosity is that also I need you to look up how many people died of flu and where did all the heart disease go? And certain cancers are like completely eliminated somehow. Howdy, Nathan Campbell. Great to see you, sir. Now, and then there's some research out of Britain that I was recently reading. And there's this chemical that was created several years back. In fact, somebody got a Nobel Peace Prize for using it on humans. And some people are saying that it's horse tranquilizer or something like that. I'm not going to say what it is because I could possibly be banned for even spouting the word. And like I said, look, I am not telling you one way or the other whether if you want to do what you want to do. Me, look, if I go into the hospital with COVID and I'm sick as a dog, I'm telling them to pump me full of chemicals left, right, and sideways until it's gone or I'm gone. Sure. That's right, Dottie. That's a straight up statement. And I have it on good authority that nurses put down some things and medical records changed it over to something else so that the hospital in question could get monies from the government for those COVID cases that were not COVID cases. Oh, and the CDC came out and straight up stated in a statement that their quick mail out COVID test that you can do at home, it can't distinguish between a common cold and COVID. Oh, but sorry, because the coronavirus that causes the common cold is the same one, except for mutated different ways, that causes the coronavirus. And by the way, in case y'all are wondering, it's actually the coronavirus that causes the common cold and COVID-19. They're just mutated different. And so that's actually medical fact. So if I get banned for telling a medical fact right there, we're going to have a talk. It is not my fault that I went and researched. Oh, by the way, my mom, my actual mother, was a nurse. So yeah, I know how to do medical research. I hung out with doctors and nurses when I was a kid. Yeah, some of that stuff rubs off. Oh yeah, this is exactly where to go to if you want to do some medical research. I wanted to be a doctor right up until I figured out that I can't handle watching people throw up. Nathan, that is exactly the truth. There are several coronaviruses on the respiratory panel, but the common cold blows up the coronavirus test just like the COVID-19 virus. So there's literally zero way without them doing genome testing, which takes time and a lot more money than they are putting into it to actually test for it. So, you know what? Common cold, that's corona. COVID-19, oh, that's corona too. Well, are they both? Or is it just that you feel sick because you have the common cold? From a virus string that was discovered back in the 60s, and they still haven't figured out a way to eradicate it yet. Huh. Interesting. Oh, by the way, I was also an electrician and a boiler inspector, so if you think I don't know how to do some research, I'm sorry, but you better go someplace else. That's what my job was. Howdy, Patrick. Great to see you, sir. And yes, I do wear my mask, and I do carry around a small bottle of hand sanitizer. And because I can't guarantee what other people are doing, I do, look, if I'm handling something that I know somebody else has handled, groceries, the grocery cart, whatever, I'm wearing my mask while I'm going through the grocery store. Because that means I can't put my hands in my mouth. Look, I bite my nails. You know what? That means I put my hands in my mouth. Well, it's a whole lot harder with that mask there because it hits that barrier and I can't put it in there. So I'm doing that to make sure that whoever has touched the same stuff that I'm touching while I'm going through the store until I get back outside and I get to my vehicle and then I use the hand sanitizer. By the way, they say it's got to be at least 70% alcohol. Yeah. Greg, that is very true. There are plenty of hospitals here in Houston that will tell you you have a positive even if you don't tell them you've been exposed. You could have been in an isolated cell all by yourself for the last 5 years and they would still tell you that you've got a positive test. And I found out from some nurses that sent in unused tests. They literally broke it open, sealed it back up, completely in a sterilized room, sent those in, and they started showing back up as positive tests. Positive test on something that wasn't even used. I don't know who's benefiting from this other than like big pharma, but it's just scary. All of the BS that has started happening from 2-something years ago. Oh, and as far as anybody wants to look, if you're complaining about wearing a mask, it's hot, I can't breathe. Don't go to boot camp. In the Army, of course, it would be basic training. I forgot what they call it in the Air Force, but my son went through it. Don't go to that because at one point they're going to make you put on a mask. And it's going to be a lot harder to breathe than these little paper or cloth masks that you can get away with wearing right now. I guarantee that. And then they tell you to take it off and start screaming various different phrases that they tell you to scream and yell at them. And then they tell you to do exercises the whole time you're in a gas chamber. So suddenly your whole eyes are burning and snot's coming out of every damn pore in your body. And then they tell you to run around and flap your arms like a chicken. Well, I did just mention that as well. Yes, they do make you take it off. But wearing that mask ain't fun. These little light masks are nothing compared to that. I spent 10 hours a day working near a cooling tower in one of the chemical plants right up the road from me. And because we were working on the cooling tower, we had to wear at least half mask respirators. Covers the mouth and the nose, and has to be shaved clean, no exceptions. And it was an all day, you got to take it off at lunch. And that was way harder than the little bit of mask up for your own safety thing that's going on now that people are complaining about. Besides, it's also kind of fun to walk into a bank and tell them, give me your money. Or give me my money. With a mask on. Think about it. 20 years ago you do that, you're going to jail. Nowadays, it's perfectly acceptable. There were some people that went out in LA with automatic weapons. They had masks. Had to be taken down by headshots. They also had Kevlar. Am I saying that the masks are all that fun? No, I'm not saying the masks are fun. But I am trying to say, look, compare it to some of these other jobs where people have to wear the mask. Go abate asbestos for a day. You will beg to only have to wear a cloth mask from then on. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Nathan, I hear you, brother. And thank you for your service. I appreciate all that you're doing. Now, look, it is not just military that has that thank you for your service. You know, there's the medical field. Without them, a lot of us would not even be alive. I might, just because I'm still too damn mean to die, but that's a different story. Firefighters, policemen. Oh, there's some people out there that are to the service of their community. They deserve that same kind of recognition, because there's a lot that they do and they don't get credit for it. I grew up around it. A different story for me all the way across. You know, there's people that work for the Department of Agriculture. I'm not mentioning names. Some of them do some pretty crazy jobs, but you know what? They also deserved that thank you for your service. Because not a problem, James. Glad I could do it. Absolutely ecstatic that I could do it. By the way, let's make sure, next Friday, coming up, this channel, at 4 o'clock, I'm going to start eating some crazy spicy chocolate. My head's going to turn as red as these bricks. It should be quite enjoyable for all of y'all. I'm not so sure about me. But it's going to be fun. Thank you, Nathan. Great to see that you made it out of there. Gotta remember, a lot of medics and corpsmen, they're over there trying to patch people up while everybody else is fighting around them, but they're still out there taking rounds just like everybody else. It would not be a job I would want. Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate the prayers. Believe me, I'm probably going to need them. I'm sending myself to hell so that we can have a good, fun time laughing at me. And if you want to see what I did last year, look for Death Nuts, I'm Nuts. That'll be the title. It's somewhere in my videos. I did it live. I tried to do the Death Nuts challenge. My head turned red. And then everybody convinced me to quit. Probably they did the right thing. I probably could have made it, but wow, it was painful. I'm not going to lie about it. By the way, not to be spoiling anything that James Stumbo might be bringing up during the live, but If y'all have not seen his cigar holders or his tobacco trays or any of the other things that he's been doing with resins and epoxies, y'all been missing out. Oh yeah, Martin was funny eating the spider on his live. I'm pretty certain there were some people that were laughing at me while I was eating the death nuts. I'm not gonna lie about it. I went back and watched it and I was like, holy cow. I turned red, and I do mean red. Look, I mean like red. Look, here's a view of what my face looked like. Here, let's side by side that. Yeah. Oh yeah. James's work is top notch. Believe me, you're going to be wanting to grab that pocketbook before you start even realizing that you're ready to buy something. You're going to be wanting to. And that's what Tailgate is about. It's about getting you to his show. Well, tailgating on Tuesday is about getting y'all to the James Stumbo show. Wednesday is Nashville Mafia. Thursday is Robert, a.k.a. Ennis Dad, ENA's dad. And then Friday, which normally Friday is about getting y'all from 3 o'clock in the afternoon until, and that's Central Time in case y'all are wondering, but 3 o'clock in the afternoon Central Time until Glum Chum goes live. But no, this week, it's April's Foolishness. And I'm going to be the fool. I'm going to eat something completely crazy hot and hope to live through it. Oh, I'll live through it. It's fine. It's only 9 million Scovilles. That's like 4 Carolina Reapers all at the same time. Maybe I'm crazy. It will not be the first time I've been told I was crazy. Glutton for punishment, possibly. And if any of y'all think that y'all are brave enough to do it, just remember, don't say so live, because there's people that will set you up to fail. Howdy, Jose Golf Piper. Great to see you, sir. Well, Buddy Guy won't be going live at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Central Time, 5 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Mountain, 2 o'clock on the West Coast. Don't ask me if y'all are in one of those time zones, great. If you're not in one of those time zones, don't ask me what time it's going to be on live there. I do plan on going live at 3 o'clock as per normal, so you'll have plenty of time to catch live. No, I'm not going to be throwing out a thumbnail letting y'all know that this is going to be happening. I'm just going to hopefully catch y'all during the live roughly around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, Central Time. Oh no, Jose, I don't change my mind. When Phil Goodman at the Briar Report says, I'm going to send you something hot and spicy for April 1st. I take it as a personal thing that he's challenging me to man up and make it happen. Not really. I pick on Phil. Phil picks back. I like Phil. He's good people. And in case y'all don't know who Phil is, you need to go to thebriarreport.org and thebriarreport.com, and you need to read the blob on a daily except for Sunday basis. That means Monday through Saturday, quick little read. It's pretty easy to do. Cup of coffee, briarreport.org, the blog, also known as the blob. Good stuff, lots of good stuff. And links. If you're there every day, you know what I'm talking about. There's links to everything that you'll need to or want to know about throughout the whole week. So it's highly suggested. By the way, it is 6:01. Stumbo is supposed to be live. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for being here. It was so much fun having y'all over. So happy I could tailgate for Stumbo because, well, any friend like Stumbo, you'll understand if you are his friend. That's all I need to say about that. So remember, take care of yourselves and each other. Do the best you can with that. As per always, remember, long lives, big bowls, and long ashes. Y'all take care, and I will see you soon. Hopefully on James Stumbo's show. At some point, Patrick, I'll tell you about the time I met B.B. King. It was an interesting day. Thank you, Patrick. Great to see you. Thank you all for being here. Y'all take care. I will see you at Stumbo's here in just a minute. Bye for now.